Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tram Simulator, where it's a world in which most people seem to be sort of constipated. But in this city full of diuretics, we have a job to do. Obviously, since they're having a hard time walking places, they need a ride and they need it fast. And that's where we come in. For this is the heart and soul of Tram Simulator. A game where you drive a tram around the streets of, it looks to me like San Francisco. So we're just going to call it San Fierro, but it is a generic version of San Francisco for sure. It's Oakland, and there's a couple bridges that go across the bay into the San Francisco downtown area, even buildings that look just like it. So, first of all, we have a couple vehicles available. There's three, really. We've got this nice modern train from ADOC, which, by the way, I think is the only one in the game that actually is fully interactive in the cockpit. We then have a vintage tram from STG, which kind of sounds like a venereal disease. And we have a third tram by Alpha. And we'll take all three of these out for a little drive so you can see the different interiors and what we do with these. The program or the manufacturer claims that there's 6 trams available, but there aren't. There's 3. And what they've done is you have the single car version and then the multi-car version of each of the 3 different types. So there really aren't, they tell you there's 6, but there's really only 3 available. I'll get over it. And before we take a tram out, in this section of the game, we have what's called the route planner. And I would say probably the best way to describe this is a route planner. You have to keep your demand balanced. Right now we're into the negatives, so we don't want to stop at the next station. We want it to be 4 and 4. You can see this, I guess, keeps the route balanced. So there's a little mini game sort of here where you pick the purple and then the blue and then the purple and then the blue. And you don't want to do too many purples or too many blues. You want to have like 5 and 5. Right now we are unbalanced, so we're going to add that in as a stop, but I wish I could. I can't do it because it's out of order. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove, let's see here, we got 1 and we're down 2, so we're going to remove this one, right? I'm going to add this. Now we're 5 and 5, and that'll be the end of our route. So we're not going to make a full loop here, we're just going to do a quick route. So I've made a route, and now I'm going to go to pick this route. I'm going to save it. And I pick from here, got routes on the map, and we're going to tram route 1 is a really big long one that I made. It took like an hour to run it. Tram route 2, we're going to drive right now. And we're going to start off with the STG. Here we go. So, oh look, we're already moving.
Boss, would you like to take over?
Oh, he said, hey, boss, I'd like to take over. Well, we'll just ride with him for a minute and see how he does. But I want to show you around the train a little bit. So they're pretty detailed. And as you pick up passengers, they will fill up the seats. Passengers do have different things that they do. Like one of the mini games is that the passenger has their headphones on too loud. And you can say, okay, I'd like you to turn your headphones off. Other than that, I haven't really run into anything. People asking for the cabin to be warmer or colder, like some of the other games that they had. Now, this game originally was just a DLC for Bus Simulator 21 from Astragon, same developer. And it has a story mode, a campaign mode, which is basically the story but without the story, and then this sandbox mode that we're playing right now. One of the things that I'm not a huge fan about, and this is something that a lot of train games get wrong, there's really not a lot of feel to the rails. And this is a difficult thing to capture. In general, if you've ever ridden on a train, there's a lot of rocking and a lot of side to side. There's all kinds of stuff that make it so it's not a perfectly smooth ride. I don't know why he keeps stopping in the middle of the intersections, but we're going to... Okay, Bob, you're done.
Sure thing.
All right. So we go to the outside. Oh, look, he kind of even looks like me, overweight. Now, the nice thing about this is that it does support head tracker. That is a big plus. So I think we're right. We're right coming up here on our first stop. Yeah, move out of the way. That's your horn, the ding ding. Shut up. Okay, now, just like a car, you have to follow the traffic rules. So they don't have any penalties yet for crossing a red light, but you're supposed to stop at a red light. You're also supposed to signal when you leave and start. So, okay, I feel like where is the start of the route? And this is one of those things where I'm not sure how we get to Route 1, but I might have to restart the route. So let me see what happens here. Give me a second here to see if I can get back on route here again. All right, we've arrived at our first station. And I got that right. And you get points, you get extra XP points for doing everything right, of course. We stop right about here. And I'm going to press number 2 to open the doors. And you can see in the mirror in the upper right corner of the screen, you can see passengers getting on there. I look to the right anyway, just out of habit. And that is everybody on the train, all 2 people. All right, so let's go ahead and close the doors by pressing 2. Signal to the right or to the left, and I'm going to start the throttle up. And press the horn. Let's go. And you can see the city over there to the left. That is our San Francisco lookalike, with some other buildings that are not quite San Francisco. I mean, it's laid out like San Francisco, I should say that. Now we need to go straight here, not left. So you use the oh, look out. The pedestrians sometimes walk in front of the tram and you run them over. And it's their fault, but you still get the blame. Anyway, where is 2? Why am I going to 3? Where was I supposed to go? Was I supposed to go left there? And you're not allowed to back up, so I just screwed that up. So we just missed our second stop. One of the things that Astragon does do well is kind of comedic background talking. So the pedestrians and the riders will say funny things. They tell stories. They, if they get on your train and you can actually hear them, they have some comic relief to them. All right, so now let's go to this. Now we're back around on the route. So once again, the handling feels a little bit stiff / unrealistic. There should be some rocking and stuff. Like the train should rock back and forth a little bit, especially on these curves. There should be some tipping that goes on. And I would like to see a lot of these train games have a passenger comfort level. If I went around this corner at 30 miles an hour, which it kind of lets you do, these passengers would probably all get sick. So I would like to see that modeled. I don't want to actually have them throwing up on my train, but I'd like the game to kind of just tell you, like maybe by taking points off, that, oh, by the way, you went around that corner way too fast and passengers got injured or whatever. All right.
That's what I call good service.
That's what I call good service. Except for we're freaking 45 minutes late. And what tram doesn't run late every couple of days, These doors take a long time to close on this train. That guy. Risking his life. Whoa. Alright, so let's try to derail this one. Just for fun. You can't have accidents with the cars. That's all it does. Say you crashed into an obstacle. I'm going to derail this. I want to grab another tram so we can see what it does. Let's see. Yeah, these are pretty much derail proof. We're exceeding the speed limit. You're running too fast in a turn. Okay. I mean, you really have to push this thing to get too fast. Come on, faster, faster. 37 miles an hour. We're breaking the land speed record, the tram speed record. You're speeding, I know. I'm trying to. You're going too fast to turn. Yeah, she won't tip. So you don't have to worry about that. but you do get points off. You skip the stop, I know, right? Passengers are sick, and they're throwing up on the train. Anyway, that's the whole. Let's get another tram out and see what they got. Now, one of the things that I like, but it's a little weird, is that you when you quit the route that you're running, the tram stays where it's at. So eventually it'll get picked up by another driver and run a route. There's a whole bunch of like route building in the game. I haven't gotten really far into that because it's just not, I'm more looking at the feel of the game and the intro. But there is a bit of like a building. Obviously, if you go through the career or story modes, they're going to have you build. They'll teach you how to do it in the story mode, and you're going to build routes and try to make money, and then you can buy more trams and assign drivers to the trams. So the career mode is what keeps this game alive. And the driving it's not great, but it's not half bad. Like I said, there's not a lot of feel to it, and obviously the physics are a little off, but it's not bad. It's just not great. The graphics are pretty good. You can see here it's it's cartoony looking. A lot of these, this simulator, that simulator, Bob simulator, tow simulator, train simulator, truck simulator, they all kind of have that same look. But all things considered, it runs pretty well and looks pretty cool. And the car models are kind of repetitive. It's no bastion of graphics, but it's not bad. So let's go ahead and grab another tram and see what it looks like inside. So I'm bringing out the new tram. This is a nice one. This is the Alpha. This is kind of a neat thing. Watch the signals. When I put the turn signals on, the whole front, it's like an iPad. Wonder if it's electric. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. You can turn headlights on and off and stuff. There's 2 light levels. You can see my chubby self in there driving the train. And let's go ahead and hop into view. Now, to get in and out of first person, you just scroll your mouse, which is kind of neat. Now, here we have button press stuff. So if you want to use your mouse to click, once again, though, I have to look at it. So I want to open the doors. For some reason, it's not working. Okay, the ramp works. Yeah, anyway, weird. But these buttons, I'm not sure if these buttons work or not. I've heard tell that they don't. Let's see, does this... Oh, that works. Customize LED. That doesn't do anything. That does stuff. So yeah, so the buttons are working in this cab. That's cool. Now, if I leave the tram, let's take a look around the tram. This is a nice one. Very open. Oh, the doors are open. That's why they're not opening and closing when I'm trying to press the button. And then this one has actual hinges between the 2 cars, so you can pass from one car into the other. With the older ones, you can't do that. So here's a handicap ramp. This is a neat tram. I like this. And once again, you can sit in some of the seats. Not all of them, but you can use a seat and sit down and actually just take a ride on your system while your driver works. And this is cool. Like, look at the view out here. Like, it's kind of fun. That's a little fun thing, too. If you have a bunch of stuff running and you just want to play manager and let them go and then take a ride once in a while, that's pretty neat. And having the track IR support, once again, is great. Aside from the fact that the mouse thing doesn't work, I'm over the moon about track IR because this kind of game really needs track IR. Especially when you're driving in these tight corners and stuff, so you can look and see where what's around the corner. I can kind of lean and look back, and it just gives you a lot more command of what's going on in the game. And there you can see that was set wrong, so we fixed it. There's a bus going on. That's the town we live in. I didn't yield. I'm supposed to. Look at the details, though. I mean, these are cool. This is cool, like this neighborhood with all the houses. You got the city going on in the background. There's the Transamerica building. That is a San Francisco skyline treat right there on the left. That's definitely San Francisco. So like I said, some of it is not San Francisco, but a lot of it is. And we're going to turn right here. And we're on our way to our first stop. We still got a minute to get there, so. Once again, that switch was set wrong, so now we got it right. More police. Oh, it's the police station. That makes sense. You don't want to get in accidents. You get charged for that. You don't want to get into running people over. You lose money for that and experience points. Did I go the right way? Yeah, I went the right way. Okay. So I really like this tram. Good open view. I don't have that A bar in front of my face, the A pillar. But I can actually see out at what I'm doing. Anyway, I think that gives you an idea of what this tram looks like. It's pretty cool. So let's take a look at the last tram, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the game. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Last but not least, we have the A-Dock on a special trip. People are on board, and I'm going to go ahead and close the doors and we'll get started. So this is the probably most modern. Though I don't know, between the two trams, this one actually looks less modern. So let's get underway. So, is this game great? No.
You know, they're called turn signals because you use them to signal when you are about to make a turn.
Is he having a go at me? Anyway, he just yelled at me. When I was a youngin', when I'm in my 20s, back in the day, I used to play a game called Midtown Madness from Microsoft, and they had a bus you could drive. And I used to take the bus and pretend that I was a bus driver by driving around the city and stopping at the bus stops, wishing that there were actually people that would get on the bus. This game harkens back to that same sort of feeling, and it's not that it's, you know, a great game, but it's not a bad game. If you like doing bussy stuff, this is kind of right up your alley. And it really follows the same pattern as the other Astragon bus and train game, or bus games. They don't really have any train games. But if you have that need to, like, you want to be a bus driver and you want to ferry passengers around town, this game allows you to do that. And it does it pretty well. It's actually not a bad experience. I think, you know, there's some promises that they didn't deliver on. Now I got a new chatter. One of those being like, okay, we give you 6 trains. Well, no, you only gave us 3. They're generic. They're not like real. They're based on real stuff, but they're not real for sure, for certain. You know, lack of controller support, some of that stuff. It just, or lack of advanced controller support, I guess I should say, because it does support Xbox controllers. It's just a little sad to me. I wish we had more there, but it doesn't deter me from playing the game. And to be honest with you, while this will never become a series on my YouTube channel, I definitely can see playing this game if I'm stressed out and I just want to go do something relaxing. And it kind of looks like it might be fun to go through story mode and try to build a business around doing rapid transit. Oh, there we go. There's the loud music one. So I think there's definitely a place for this game, and you know, the skill driving and stuff, trying to do the best you can. All right, dude, turn your freaking headphones down.
I didn't notice.
That's okay. It happens. I do find it to be a fun game though, and it in a silly way. Like, it's not a great game by any means, but it's also not a bad game. So those are my 2 cents. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing it as we put it in play and got to see the game in action. So there you have it. Tram Simulator. And it is definitely a special trip. Have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and we will see you next time. Bye.